Davison Volleyball. If you just turned in, we just got started. My name is Barry Bergdorf.
And my name is Terry Yoder, and we are so glad to be here tonight.
Tonight is the first opening game against Davison and Clio. They've had some other games, but this is the first Big Nine meeting tonight.
Right.
And we hopefully, there's going to be a few changes in the game that from last year, so
if you can go over those, why don't we just decide so they know, what they're looking for. They'll say, oh, that's not the volleyball I played 10 years ago. And they're right, it's not.
Okay, before we get started, we want to mention that our sponsor tonight is Jim Waldron from Jim Waldron Pontiac Buick GMC Truck. He's going to be a sponsor for this season. And, Jim has been well known in the community to give quite a bit to the community. And we want to thank him for his support tonight.
He really has been good to the school, and we're hoping the school can be good to him as well.
Okay, we're going to, before we get started on all the differences, there's going to be an introductory video that's going to be done. And we're going to be starting that here in just a few seconds. Well, we hope you liked the introductory video that they just showed you. To go over some of the differences that we were going to discuss tonight, one of the biggest difference that I see in the game that I think is a benefit to these young kids is it's now the best 3 out of 5 as opposed to 2 out of 3.
And that does give them a great deal more exposure and a lot more experience. It's a good thing, I think.
I think also it will allow, if a team's maybe up 2, to get a little bit more subs into the game. Where some coaches will attempt to do that. Some may stick to their same old regiment, but I think that certainly gives you a benefit, a chance to do that anyways.
I think the other thing too, in going into the next thing that they are doing, and that's the rally scoring, and I think that along with the best 3 out of 5 makes it an exciting game, and it gives them, you're right, it gives the players a much better chance to get in and that brings up the substitution rule as well. Because we're saying instead of each player going in 3 times, it's a total of 18 times, 18 substitutions for the entire team. So that also gives them a better chance to do more playing.
Absolutely. And one thing also with the rally score that I think that also happens is it stresses a lot more importance now on the serve. Now also you'll notice that the serve can now hit the net, and it hits the net and goes over. It is playable. So that's another part that these girls are going to have to, they had to change, their mindset had to change before at the beginning of the
I'm glad you said that, because I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that. I'd be here yelling and screaming, that touched the net, that touched the net. But okay, that's good to know.
And, in college, something I think they'll probably change in the near future too, here, is the libero system, which is a defensive player that they have that now officially stays in the game. Only thing they don't do is they don't serve. So when that other person comes in to serve, once that time possession of serve has been changed, then that defensive player comes back into the game.
Yeah.
And they play strictly back row, no front row, which is also very good.
But we're not there yet.
No.
So high school is going to stay away from that for a little while, and then we'll see what happens. But usually what colleges do, high schools go slowly, but they finally get there.
Now, one of the things I think that Davison, that I see this year from other past years, I've seen them always have talent, but it not seem to get it out. This year, I'd say that the talent level was pretty even, but what I see more now is that I noticed that the girls have seemed to play together a lot better, and I think that's going to be such a plus. In any games that you play, no matter what sport that is, especially when it's a team sport, if your girls can get together and play together as one, man, that can be such a big plus.
Yeah, there's no question. That's true. I think the coaching that I did with volleyball, that team connection, it was so vital.
Okay, we're going to leave a timeout for just a second while we play while they give the introductory of the players. I do think that Davison is still, again, I think they have two. Last year they had to focus on one big time hitter, and I think this year they can go around and have just a little more. You got, of course, obviously Lisa Seymour in the middle, and then you have McAvinci out on the side. She wasn't able to play last year because she was injured. She had a knee. In fact, at the beginning of this year, she also had another knee, and she just had surgery done on that, and she's just now starting to get back into.
Okay, well, good. Well, this will be the first time I've got a chance to watch Davison. I haven't had the chance to go to any of the tournaments, and this is our first home game. So I'm going to be a real rookie on knowing these names and knowing who's doing what. So I'm going to rely on you a lot for this one.
Well, you also notice that Clio has a different coach. Before they had Larry Gregory. Larry was a good friend of mine. Was an outstanding coach for Clio, good motivator. But my understanding is, from what I've heard from all around, that this coach that they have here for Clio is a very good coach. So that I don't think that their program is going to slack off at all.
This coach's name is Jeff Skeen, and he's well known by some of our Davison people as well. So that's kind of nice.
His fiance is Sarah. Listen, I know that was going to escape me.
Don't do that to me.
I know that was going to escape me. I'll get that. A big-time player for Davison.
We're talking about the team togetherness, and maybe another word for that is chemistry. How they can really know where each other is going to be on the floor or what each other can do.
Trusting each other.
Yeah.
You know, Tiffany mentioned that the last game only 4 balls hit the floor. Captains on the floor for Davison will be Katie Streeter and Caitlin McAvinci. But I think it's also stressing the importance that another leader that I see out there on the court a lot of times is Ashley Cheek. And she not only does it with her play, but also with her voice. And that's, in high school in particular, because you don't play that many games, it's so important that that intensity level has to be up every game because you just don't have that many.
That's right.
And
No,
so,
you said something about voice, and I don't know that many people realize, but it's so important to really communicate verbally with where you are, what you're going to be doing. Even to call the pass or to call the shot, I've got it, it's mine. It really is important they do communicate verbally that way.
Absolutely. Of course, now there's times when the ball's coming over so fast and so hard. That's another part about the trust, because the player in the front row has to realize that that player is behind her, that especially a high ball, that they may have to open up and let that player behind them get it, because it's so much easier for them to make the play when you have a little bit extra time, as opposed when that ball is coming over so fast.
Usually at the end, as the season progresses, that becomes a little easier for them. Early, sometimes it really is difficult.
Yes. Of course, in here in the passing, setting is so important. But if the passes aren't there, unless that setter is just the all-American setter, you really put a lot of pressure.
Really
on
true.
And
that's an ace for Davison.
I believe the serve was by Jessica Brown. Jessica has been a fairly good server, a very constant server. I shouldn't want to jinx anybody when it comes to that.
No, don't do that, right.
Yeah, so I shouldn't say that.
Oh,
As I say, if someone getting the cart out of the way, that's so important.
A little bit of the equipment problem there.
In the front row, Lisa Seymour in the middle. We got, of course, number 2 is our setter, which is Shanna Paul. On the outside, number 16. Is that 16 that I see? Maybe I'm missing the number.
Maybe 10.
Maybe 10.
I can't tell. As soon as she comes over, we'll say, yeah, number 10.
Number 10, Brittany.
And that's, Brittany.
Now,
and that's second point.
Coming from the back and from the outside, number 9 will be McAvinci. Of course, Jessica Bram, and then you have Katie Streeter. Like I said, the rotations will be different. There'll be some changes coming in.
Well, we had a carry on that one. Violation.
I'll take that. I thought that was a pretty good hit myself, but
Well, so that's the difference between college and high school. Sometimes they get away with murder on colleges.
Yes.
It just amazes me.
It's like the Pistons with the triple walk, And then all of a sudden now the miss hit and you get an ace on it, or you get a kill. So
that was almost the same thing with that hit. Came off her fingers just a little bit, but I think he's saying, "Oh, one's enough. Okay, we'll go now."
Now serving right now is number 1 for Clio. That's my niece.
And Kristen Burp.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want to. She's a senior this year. She was the setter for Clio for last year.
Ashley Cheek going in to serve now for Davison.
Now, if you notice the score 4-1, again, like we said, a rally. No matter who serves, once the ball hits the floor, that's a point.
Good serve.
Yes, very good serve.
The point.
Right. Again, not a strong hit, but she hit it in a corner where the person wasn't. They faked a shot up to the middle.
And she's forcing the Clio team to really move. That ball is going in a lot of different directions.
Again, Ashley Cheek was a
touch on it.
Yes. The set was just a little bit too low for her. Again.
Smart move.
Yep.
Smart move. That was Seymour, right? Number 8? I think so. She came around from behind and was right there and just pushed it right down the line.
Well, she see that the set wasn't there, and that's what's sometimes so important is don't try to overdo what you can't do.
Great serve.
And she realized that the set was too low. All she would have done is pounded it into the net.
Right.
And And the also important part is she put it deep in the court. Sometimes people just try to get it over in the middle, and that's, you need to throw that ball deep in the court, force them to make a good pass.
She is a senior this year,
yes,
right? And I think, it really shows that having that experience, because like you say, sometimes it's just, well, let's just get it over, but no. She was saying, where is the defense weak, and down that line seemed to be the best place in the world. So that experience really is paying off.
Well, again, you don't know, what obviously is going to happen between the game, but from the starting point is I see that they look like they're having fun,
and that's key. That really is key. Just going over the different records, Clio has 2 wins and 1 loss. They defeated Owasso and Swartz Creek, and then Powers got them.
You know, Davison.
Oh, nice delay.
Davison beat Grand Blanc here last week.
But that's our only game, right, as far as Big Nine? Yeah.
And that was really surprising to me. The Grand Blanc already had one other loss because I think it was Shannon Miller. I thought that would be a team, and maybe they're just young. I don't know. I certainly wouldn't count them out yet.
No, not at all. She's a great coach.
Nice pass and a nice hit.
Seymour hit that one very nice.
What was nice about that, Seymour made a nice pass to the net. Shannon made a nice set to her, and she put it away.
You know, talking about the velocity and the way that ball travels. Talking to some guys, and they were thinking about, volleyball's not that tough a sport, but I said, get that ball come down in your face. At the kind of speed that ball comes, it's a good sport,
yes.
Guys and girls.
What I've always liked about volleyball is the action part. You get two good teams that going, boy, you can really get a good volley going. It's just nice action.
Just off the net.
Just off the net. Just touch the net.
The blockers were there. They did a good job there, but the ball just trailed down that net a little bit and took it out of position. Defense was okay.
Yep. Sometimes that spin. Oh, nice save. That was a tough one. Okay, now we need to get some defense. We need to get a couple blocks up here.
Yep. That's hard. Back row like that, using almost a setting position. A lot of times the refs will call that as a carry.
You know, depending what ref it is, a lot of them will let that one go, especially if it's off a big hit. Nice.
Very nice. She was right there, looked like she was going to make the set, just tipped it over.
And you notice she was flat-footed there, so she didn't get over the net because she was
right. From back row.
Right.
Okay, I don't know if we're seeing the score on the TV monitor, but right now it's 9 Davison, 6 Clio. With Clio serving.
Hopefully we'll get a little bit better in the play-by-play part here, but we're kind of watching this first time, so we're kind of watching a little bit. Now that one, the set was a little bit behind. Caitlin did a nice job of not overrunning it.
All right, good hit, good power that time. That was from Caitlin?
Yes.
Okay.
She really got up.
You know, I'm really
realized there was a one-on-one block.
I'm really impressed with our setter, number 2. That's Shanna Paul. She's only a sophomore.
Yes.
And she's really doing a nice job. She's gotten to most of the passes, whether she's anticipating or knowing, but she's doing a good job.
And that's important there. We got to touch on that one. We got to be able to get touches on ball. That was an excellent play there by Jessica. She put it right there in the corner. Girl just barely got it. Oh.
Well, that was hard. That set was a little bit too far off the net, and she just couldn't bring that arm swing down.
Yeah, it looks like she got almost under the ball instead of on top. Cloud's digging her way back in, so Davison needs another big run. Looks like the girls could be jump setting here. Oh, no, she's just way back.
But it's in the net. Okay. I noticed that some of the girls will jump set or jump serve, but more of that in college than it is in high school.
Now, if you notice, as far back as she must have the coach must have a lot of confidence in that serve because she was
way back.
She was outside by the basketball line.
Sometimes this gym can be misleading, though, too. There's so much room beyond the end line.
I know. And that was a nice hit.
It was nice.
She brought it back in. She noticed that if she had gone straight down, she would have probably hit the antenna, so she brought it back in.
Well, she turned her hand very nicely, which brought that almost like a curve. It was almost like a curveball going across.
Now, Tiffany was telling me that, and
there's
I'm hoping
the jump serve right there.
That the Davison parents were, nice.
Beautiful.
We're really starting to get more and more into the game, and I am seeing that a little bit more, which is really a good thing.
That was almost a shoot set. It wasn't quite as flat as you'd see some of them, but it was a nice low set, and hitter was right there.
Yeah.
Timing was great.
Well, if you also know, I mean, the angle is not proper to see it, but she really got off the ground too.
Actually, another ace because it wasn't workable from the first pass. Davison 13 and Clio 8.
Again, Jessica with another nice serve. It's again, those are two
Making
girls
them work,
now
making them
working
work.
together and almost had a miscue.
Oh,
Yes.
timing was off on that
Yes.
one. Timing was off on that. That's where it's so difficult. As the season goes on, though, that gets better. That gets better.
Yes. Sometimes it'll be a little low, sometimes a little high. Nice pass by Katie. It's a nice serve on there. Now, see, now that one, you know, you got to fake it a little bit better.
Defense was ready for that,
Yeah.
no question.
Well, she was down on the ground. Now, if she'd have jumped and maybe done that, it would have faked them out a little bit. But.
And that is Seymour, right?
Yeah, it was Seymour. Now you got Ashley, number 5, serving.
Lisa.
Whoa, I think we got away with one.
Yeah.
We'll take. There,
Good hit.
by
Good
Lisa.
hit.
Yep.
Nice save.
One of the Clio
And
girls was,
violation.
was underneath the net.
Now they can touch that middle line, but they can't go over it.
Yes.
15-9, and the game will go to 25.
Oh, that was in.
Beautiful,
Nice.
beautiful serve. Nice ace.
Now,
That was by number.
that was Ashley Cheek.
Okay.
Now, what was say for number 7? Number 7 didn't know where she was at on the court before she realized that the ball was in. It was too late. Now it's out. And that's why it's so important, no matter where you're at on the court, is you got to know where that outline is.
Right. Well, that's another thing, talking about talking there. It's so important that if that ball's coming to you, at least the people there with you can help you know whether you really should go for it or not.
Davison was tightening up just a little bit. Anticipating
Good
a strong
defense
serve,
on that
I think.
from Clio.
Yep. Again, flat. And you notice
And ball's out.
Yeah. And it's, if you don't get up in the air, you've got to hit the ball up.
Right.
You know. And
I was noticing on the scoreboard, again, I don't know if the folks at home can see this, but it says fouls on the scoreboard, and what they're doing is counting the number of entries from the substitutes. So each team now has 12 entries.
I'm glad you said that. I did not know that. But that's good. That lets them know, lets the coaches know, everybody know how many subs they got left.
Well, when I came in, I saw that magic number 18 down there. I said, that's got to be what they're doing. But
now, she almost got a block in there, so Paul's going to have to really be careful
hands
of that.
there.
Yeah. Oh, that was
Drop,
nice
play.
Nice play.
She looked right through the net. She knew where that was. That's Sarah Jessic. And looked through, said that's a good place to drop it.
Sarah also plays softball. I watched her catching, and she did a really good job. That one was a little.
That's the one we were talking about,
Yes.
where the ball comes over your head and you're not sure whether that person behind you can handle it. And the person behind is saying, will she block it or not? You know, so.
And that's the part also about talking, and and I'm sure that. Nice save.
Yes.
Nice save.
And she didn't go into the bleachers, therefore it was legal. If she'd have taken a step into the bleachers, then it would have been.
No, that was inside the net. That was inside.
Oh
the
yeah,
line.
they were okay, but I mean,
Yeah,
she
it was inside
received
the
the ball when she received the ball down there.
Yeah, it was inside the line. Yeah, it was inside the line. And that's a tough one to see.
Yeah, from that angle, right?
Yeah, from him
And
to see.
yeah, right. But the girls on the side
Yeah,
have a hard
actually,
time too.
yeah, she could see it. She should be able to see it.
Okay, looking nice. Good volley so far. Oh, nice.
Nice touch on it.
She
Just
got
ball
over,
just out.
Oh, she said no. She was over the net. I thought she had it
I thought she made contact, then went over.
and went
Yeah.
over. Could be.
Again, the score 19-13. Again, the score will go up to 25. So with rally, the hard part about it, it's very tough for a team to come back in a rally score. I
This
noticed
far
the
right.
girl, she's playing deep again, so the ball's probably going to go short. Here's the thing of,
You know what? From where she is, that ball was a knuckleball.
yes,
It was floating, and just like a knuckleball in softball or baseball. And that girl she couldn't handle it. She just couldn't see it. She was so surprised. It just
Well,
went right by her.
I know I am going to go, but you know, you got to be ready for that. Got to be ready. There you go. Now they're not, say it again, they're not talking a little bit right now. I don't know if I agree with that being a lift, but they got to talk. Got to talk. That was out of bounds.
So now the
And then
momentum's
I talk
changing,
again.
and Clio's got some momentum going now.
Yeah. But again, if you'll notice on there, no one said anything. No
Right.
one's talking. Now
Right.
they're a little scared of her serve, so they're kind of just walking around a little bit. You can't do that.
And it was out. Well, they're okay. Score being 20, Davison, Clio 16. And Katie Streeter coming in to serve now for Davison.
Okay, now I'm noticing the fouls 9, 10, so I guess I'm not quite understanding that now.
Well, they're saying that's how many substitutions have come in.
Come in.
Or how many they have left, I guess. That's how many they have left.
That's
right.
how they have left, because I just said I thought they were 12 or something like that before. This is what's going to be important with Davison right now. You know, now the score's tightened up a little bit. They're going to have to still come out and be aggressive. Still got to play the game. Okay, now I got to get a little bit of defense.
Oh, yes, that had to be a
was.
carry.
Yeah.
Lift. I guess, you know, I looked at this when I was coaching. I could never really understand how fast the momentum, well, I did understand it, but the momentum changed so quickly in this
Yes.
game.
Yes, it did.
You think you've got it under control, and all of a sudden it's gone. It's so quick. I've coached basketball and football, and you think you know, but this game, totally different. Totally different.
But I still see a lot of times like they're not seem like maybe they're just tight, but they don't look like they're really loosened up very much. They you know, enjoyed about they make a good play. They don't seem to be real excited.
Right.
You know.
Well, this is first home game, and sometimes it sounds strange, but first time at home has its
Maybe just a little
problems.
bit of nerves. Yeah.
I think so. I really do. I know even with basketball, a lot of times that first home game, we can take this team easy, but our kids would get out there and they would just be really tentative for a while, and then they'd break loose and they'd be okay. Score being 23-17 right now. Davison being ahead. And I think only one timeout's been taken by Clio. So, oh no, they've had two taken.
Yeah, they took one out earlier. I think we had.
That's right. That's right. We had a big run on them.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I noticed that the scoreboard thing is a little bit different than from last year. We got with the buzzards and stuff. Of course, then we got the young men over here with the coaches things on. I think that's kind of neat.
I like that.
Yeah.
Makes it a little more professional and official. Good serve.
Good serve. This could be important right now. You know, they just called the timeout. Stay together. We can get a point here. Oh,
A little bit far back.
yeah. She actually she didn't get back in time, and so when she did hit, she really not knowing where she was at on the court. I don't think. Like I said, just drove it right down into the net. It's important. We need to talk right here. She called it.
Okay.
Okay, now oh boy.
Free ball.
Yeah, we got it. Okay, need a block. Get there.
Good.
Yes.
Good hands. Good
Okay,
hands
now
on
there's
that
someone
one.
there. We should have set it up still, though. We still got to play the game.
Very nice.
See, no, we're not doing it now. So I'm not sure what we're doing, but we're not setting it up.
That's where the momentum makes the difference. If
Yeah.
all of a sudden it starts to get at you the way it is right now, the kids have really got to put it together.
Yeah. Twice, though, they didn't set it up. Twice, they just put it over on two. Like, well, we got to get it over. We're worried.
It might not be a bad. Okay, that's a point. That'll help.
Yes.
To say it might not be a bad time for a timeout just to see if we can get them back together. But Coach knows what she's doing. Just let them run, and she knows her team.
Well, Stephanie was one thing. She was on the line over there, so she saw the ball was going to be out. There was no question it was going to be out. That's good. That's a point.
Ashley Cheek.
Yes,
serving.
She's been really good serving. She's got to get the ball okay. Now we got to set this up. Come on. She was way off the line again.
Good. Got some hands on it. Setter's there. Good.
Yeah, she was a throw. That was a throw. Yeah. It was a tough one, but it was a throw.
And that's the first game.
Yes, and again, we were a little scrappy. I think Clio was a little bit more out of sync than what we were, but I think they're going to come back, so we're going to have to play.
I think you're right. The second game, I think, will be a little bit different.
Good.
You know, something I wasn't sure. Do they change sides now on every game?
Yes.
Okay, so that they.
Except for the last game, if it's tied 2-2, then there's a flip.
Flip the point. Okay.
And then you take a choice of side or serve.
You know, a lot of times, I never, when I first started coaching volleyball, I was watching and why would you take a timeout? And then I realized so many times that timeout is just enough to throw off that server. I don't know what there is about it. It's just, well, I guess it's just like in football. You take that timeout before the
freeze the kicker. Sure.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Make him think about it. And it really does work.
Game down with a success. That's one for the Cardinals. It ended with a score of 25-19. Shanna Paul's sets gave Lisa a good 6 putaways down for the girls. We talked to the girls earlier about how they felt about team, and here's what they said.
We're pretty young and pretty short, but we all work really hard on our verticals and working together as a team, so I think we'll pull through.
Our team we're really working hard and we're really trying hard to be good this year. I think we're going to be pretty good.
Our team is good. Hopefully we'll win Big 9 and even go further.
We're really young this year. We have 2 sophomores, I don't know, juniors, 6 juniors and 4 seniors, and we're pretty new, but we're learning.
We're good and young and ready to improve.
We're youngins, and we'll be good once we put a lot of effort into it.
We're going to do really good. We're going to win Big 9, and we're going to go all the way this year.
We're all really young. Well, we have only 4 seniors, and we're improving every day.
We're going to do really good, win a lot of games, and hopefully win Big 9.
We're young, but we're going to dominate this year.
Heading into game 2, the girls need to keep it up on offense and step up on defense. Now back to the guys for the announcements.
I'd have lost this if I didn't have this. I know that.
Okay, we're back. If you're just now joining us, Davison won the first game 25-19.
19.
19. And we think this one's going to be a little bit more sparkier than the first game. But we still hope, however it turns out, that Davison's the winner.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Clio will have the serve in this one. And I think sometimes that second game can be just as important than that first one getting it off, because it kind of can set the tempo. If the home team gets off in 2 wins in a row, very tough for them to come back. Now you notice that girl very good in the jump serve, and that was a tough spot where she just put that ball.
Yes, it was. You know, something else about the serve, from the way she hits the ball, there's an overspin on that ball, which drops the ball very, very quickly in front of the receivers. Now that didn't overspin, that just knuckled on her.
And now, and once it hangs up, especially on a jump serve, if it hangs up, it's going to float.
It's going to float. Yes, it is. But that overspin serve is so difficult because you're standing there waiting for it. All of a sudden, it drops 3 feet in front of you.
Okay. So we can now score 1-1 with Ashley Cheek serving. You can see that they tried to come up with a quick set on that one and try to throw them off a little bit, but it didn't look like she got her number 10 got her body around, and so she just hit it out. It was a strong hit, just hit it out.
Right.
Again, another nice serve by Ashley. It's making it deep, so that'll be a free ball for Davison. Nice calling. Now, Katie was calling it in all the time. No doubt about that one. That one being out.
I don't want to put a
Heavy.
jinx on anybody, but I am so impressed with the services tonight. Good, solid, good control, and not a lot of miscues.
Yep. Barrett serving now for Clio. She has a nice serve. And that makes it tough one. You just made Shannon have to run all over the place. That's not good for setting. And Davison, that was a nice.
Fortunate.
Yes. Actually, very good touch, I think, on that one. Oh, man, missed. Yeah, you can see that she was
She
very.
knew. Yeah, she knew. Well,
Yeah.
she's the setter, and she's not used to pounding that
Pounding the
ball,
ball.
and she was flat-footed, so it makes it tougher.
Sure. And she didn't follow through with it. And, another one. We gotta set that ball. We gotta pass that ball. There's a block.
Very nice. Very nice.
Now she needs to hit. Oh, God, you gotta pound that ball.
Okay.
Yep, Davison we actually got lucky on that one too.
Something I'm noticing now about Shanna with her setting, when she can't get to the ball, she's not saying too much. She really needs to say, "Help me,"
Yes.
because that can allow her team to kind of get into motion. Whereas if they're waiting for her to get to that ball, why she can't. Oh, nice block.
Yeah,
number
it was
10.
a nice block, but at a one-on-one. Now,
That's Carrie Spangler.
yes. Now, one we got to see from McAvinci though, there was just Kaylin go, okay, that's only one. You won't get me again.
Okay, well, I hope so.
Don't back away.
And that put Clio ahead, 4-3.
Okay. That's like a good outside shooter. He misses one, you still got to come back and shoot.
That's right.
Whoa.
That's the talk. That's the talk right there.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Who's got it? Nobody said anything, and they let it go through. And that was almost impulsive to go
Sure.
after it.
I said I'm still seeing him being a little gun shy out there. Like you said, maybe that first home game, but so whistle blow. But now we just see that the out of rotation at that time. Boy, you can't give out easy points like that.
No.
I think we needed to watch her on the foot. I think the foot was over the line too, in that serve. We got to start passing the ball better. You're going to make it a long night for her.
Okay, it's an out. Oh.
Yeah, she hit it on the.
I thought she hit the.
She did. It's our ball. She hit it on the serve.
Okay. The point was wrong. The point's
Yes.
wrong then.
Yeah.
Because he awarded the point to. Clio.
He said it wrong. He said coming off the touch, and it's not. He marked the point the wrong way.
They've got it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't their fault. It was the
Official.
official.
Right. Nicely done.
I don't know if that was a block. I couldn't tell, or if she hit it down into the net.
Well, Jessica was there, and hey, I'm going to give it to her.
There you go.
I'm going to give it to her. She was at least there when she was supposed to be. That's
Yes.
good.
It's in.
It was close, but it was in.
It's in. I don't know if she got fooled or she just didn't go after it. But I didn't see any movement.
And the score being Clio 7, Davison 5.
Ashley right there. Not a bad.
Stay in. Good.
Yeah,
That was in.
Can't see from our angle.
Close to
whether
the
it was in or
line.
not.
Close to the line, but
Yeah.
they got it. Wasn't real strong, but good position.
Yeah, I don't know what he's looking at.
You know, something too I'm appreciating is the officials are letting the lines people call. A lot of times they'll take it right away from the girls.
Sure. Well, if they're watching and they're not look like they're bored and they're watching the line and everything, and you gotta let them call it. I had a game against in Mott. I was doing the lines, and it was interesting. It was a very important play. The ball was just barely out of bounds, and of course the coach and the team wanted to. He was way behind the chairs. He was wanting to call it. And he went up to the ref up there and wanted her to overrule it. And she goes, "Why would I overrule it? He's been watching all the tight ones. He's called all the tight ones that I saw. He was watching it. He called it right away. Why would I overrule that?"
But in high school, a lot of times the crowds can intimidate those girls on the corners, and I've seen that happen many times. It's almost like, don't let me go out there because they're all over me, and it's too bad that they do that. But I guess that's just part of.
Well, and that's where the up ref or even the down ref has got to say something. No, you need to get away from that. Again, now another good serve by Davison. Nice pass coming up. A cut from behind, just a little late getting there, I think. So the block was able to get over.
Ooh,
see, that was
very
another
nice.
save one. Saved by Lisa.
Right.
But you can see again, she didn't trust her being there and almost got in her way.
And Davison has taken the lead with a 9-8 score.
The up ref called 4 hits, but it wasn't 4 hits, it was just down.
That was an ace.
Yeah, number 10, and you notice she jumped on that one instead of getting her feet set and getting it over.
Right.
She's going to jump on that. So you can tell where you think she's going right back. Actually, right back to number 10
Oh,
again.
sure.
And that one was Lisa.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
That had good control. Nice arm swing.
She did. She got the net. I was wondering if he was going to call that.
Right.
And I thought it was a nice hit, but she did catch the net.
Well, like you said, this game is going a little differently than the first one. It's back and forth. So
now, if one other team can get a run right here, it can make a big difference.
Sure can.
Now, see, that one might have been out. Could have possibly been out. Again, hit it away. Oh,
that's out.
Yes.
Very good.
That's the one that you want to see them really be aggressive on. Really smack. You're not
Right.
going to hit that ball out, so you want to hit it as hard as you can.
Well, a lot of times the kids will get tentative about that, and I better not hit it. I'll just touch it, or I'll just push it over. And they can't. You're right. They can't do that. They've got to have trust in themselves.
Now there was a nice call on that one. She called that one nice. Lisa just mishit it on there, but she got enough strength on it. Get it over.
Nice,
Good
Katie.
enough.
Very nice pass.
Yes. That one, I think we came in just a little too soon. Nice block on that one. Okay, nice volley here.
Free ball.
Oh, no.
Oh, very
well. That wasn't a bad play.
It
yes.
was.
You know,
she saw that back person coming up, and she's okay. I'm going back to it.
Yeah, she didn't panic on it. Just I'm free balling it over. She saw an opening right there, and she took it. And that was a smart play.
That was.
Another good serve. Another good serve.
Something else, I don't know if the cameras can pick this up, but you'll notice that each server is looking at the coach, and the coach is actually calling where she wants that service to go. And so you wonder what they're doing. That's what's happening.
You see the arms on Katie, though. I'm telling you what, I think she could probably arm wrestle most boys.
Ooh. Very good. Thank you.
If she looks like an athlete, you can see just how strong she is.
Yeah.
I mean, they all look like athletes, don't get me wrong, but you can just see the strength in her.
Very nice again.
Right. Again, another good serve. Now, Davison's coming in with a nice run right now. And that's
14-10,
yeah.
And Clio calls timeout. Well, I don't know if we'll ever get to the point where they put the ladies on pumping iron, but although I know they do to a certain degree.
Sure.
I know they do that.
In any sport now, you don't lift weights to gain. You have to lift weights just to maintain because the rest of them are doing it.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I mean, you're doing it also for injuries and things of that nature, but I think when you go to, if they're going to go to college and going to play, you might as well have that mindset.
That's
that
right. They're going to work you there. There's no question. I don't think a lot of people realize, though, that one of the biggest injuries for lady athletes is knee injuries, and it's basically the physiology of a woman, and so they really do have to get on the machines to strengthen the muscles around the knee.
Yes.
To protect themselves.
That's exactly what you said. That muscle around the knee. How important it is to strengthen it, to keep that knee in place. Oh, another nice serve. Now if we can get a block here. Out.
Very good read.
It was.
That was Mechanic's
Yeah,
Caitlin, and
Caitlin.
she read it, and she knew where she was on the floor. Let it go. She did
Yes.
a very nice job. Another good
That's
serve,
those little tangibles that make a big difference in a game.
right?
You know, think of the just important of letting that ball go, how important that play
Oh.
is.
Oh, what a good hit, though. It was out, but what a good, powerful hit.
The only part that's disturbing on that is he did not look at her first. You know, and he needs to look at her because she's got a better read at
True.
that. Because
True.
if he doesn't do that, then all of a sudden she's not going to call, and then he's going to look for her, and they're going to have egg on their face.
Nice. Good pass.
Good pass.
Oh, a little low.
Yeah, a little low.
Yep. If she had more of a shoot on the set itself, so she could project it more, but it was just a little soft.
Yes, or she'd have got just a little bit lower, got maybe down to the ground.
Okay. And we're looking at 16-12. Davison ahead in the second game.
You know, it's a tough one as a coach. You know, how far do you let her go? I mean, maybe that's just her normal serve, and she does better that way, and he does it. Or do you play aggressive at that point?
Yes.
You know, that's a tough call.
Because, you know, in that first game now, when she, after her first serve, that was in the net, and then the second serve was a lot of power.
Oh,
I mean,
nice save.
Our kids were, it looks like they were really worried about that. And we got a,
But you got
antenna,
a
yep.
save right there. As Caitlin knew that there were two bodies on the floor, she knew she could only reach over so far, and that just from that being that athlete that she is, she was able to get that ball up, and we got a point. That's a very difficult play.
nice block.
Nice block.
Very good for a kill. Excellent. That was, again, Lisa Seymour.
Yes.
Well, actually, there were two of them on that one. I should give them credit.
I don't know if, like I said, I'd like to still see a little bit more enthusiasm on that block. You know, when you get done, that's a good job, you know.
I know. Oh, I know.
Pat yourself on the back. You can do that.
Nice back set.
Nice hit.
And good.
Now, if you notice, and how, again, also, her arms don't look very big, but she's very strong and very quick, and that was very fluid with that swing. I mean, they didn't look hard, but that ball went pretty good.
It did. It really did. The other thing I like about Lisa's doing is that she's realizing where she is in relationship to the net, so that she knows if she can
nice
swing
hit.
hard like that one, or she can lay back a little bit and not put quite as much velocity on it. So again, that's experience, big time experience.
Like she's loosening up now, like she's got her stretching. I mean, that one was put down almost at
That
the
was
8 foot.
that was really gorgeous.
Yes. Nice one, Caitlin. Nice save.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Now, what was good about Caitlin is a lot of times people want to reach with one hand. In fact, she started to and realized and got that second hand over
Right.
because of how much more control you
Much
have.
better control. Oh, that
The
ran
score
right
is 21-12 Davison, by the way, if you can't see that.
Oh, good hit.
With what we were just talking about, Katie reached over there, and as it goes on, she probably would have let that one go, being that Caitlin was there.
Let's see, number 9. Let's see if we can get a name for her.
Jump serve.
Very nice.
Yes.
And that's Jenny Smith. Oh, nice soft touch, at least.
Now that's the one that was nice where she come up, fake the jump, put two hands on it, control, and it really embarrasses the middle hitter on the other side.
Talk about egg on your face.
Yes.
That does it.
Because there's nothing you can do. You're in
No.
the air and you see it, and there's nothing you can do.
That's where the setter, Clio setter now, cannot get to the ball. She yelled for help, but nobody reacted.
Yeah, and then and the other girl basically cut her off because she wasn't watching where
Right,
the ball was
right,
at.
right. Good serve.
It was almost like a pick play. Now that time she automatically started to go to the ball, and when the girl didn't go help, so she got in her way on that one too. So she's hindered her on 2 plays.
That's part of the chemistry that we're talking about as well. Oh, that was nice.
Now
It's kind of slipped off her hand, but it was well put.
you probably didn't see this, but when Ashley is going from that far corner over the left, and when she's serving, after she's get done, she's not walking over there, she's racing over there.
She has to. Yeah, that's
yes.
good. That's good.
Yes, and she's just, getting herself in position. If she opened up, waited the last second, but that was a game.
And that's the game, 25-14 Davison. So it's 2 games for Davison. Let's break that one down now so we remember.
Okay, we're now going to be pressing back over again.
2-zip Cardinals. If the girls pull the next one off, we might be leaving here early. The girls did great on offense this time around. It was a little tighter in the beginning, but the Cards still pulled it off. We need good offense and a big step up on defense. And let's go back to the announcers.
No, because Jolly Rancher's juice gets into whistles real quick, and all of a sudden it
Gum up the whistle, huh?
Yeah, won't blow. Oh, we are?
Thank you.
Okay. Well, we're back
ready.
with you again.
Okay.
And again, Davison's score of 25-12, wasn't it?
25-14.
14. So that was a lot better score.
And first game was 25-19, so we were ahead 2 games. Supposedly we're playing 3 out of 5. It would be nice to finish it off this way.
Now, the score was at 10-9 if you guys didn't watch, and all of a sudden Davison put a string together. And they put it together about 4 or 5, and they seemed to relax a little bit. But then I saw where Lisa really took over, I thought took over the game.
I agree. I think that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of leadership you're talking about, that somebody, they know that she's going to do this. They have confidence in her. And yeah, if I get closer to the mic, it would help, wouldn't it? Well, see, I'm shy of mics, so I have to. I don't know if you can see what's on camera right now, but see my co-host here has got this beautiful mic, right headset on, and I have to use this.
Well, that was my contract this year. I told him, Melissa, if I didn't get a good contract,
this hand-me-down. So anyway, maybe we'll get that fixed. But anyway.
But I noticed too, like I was watching. It's a pleasure to watch ones like Ashley and Katie, because they're hustling all the time, all over the court. You never see them walking, and they're just it's just a pleasure to see girls that work hard like that.
You're talking about the enthusiasm, and I'm wondering sometimes some kids though can be really pumped up and yet not show it. It's just a kind of an even kind of, not too high, not too low, but just kind of an even emotional kind of control. And maybe this team is like that. If it were me, my problem was I would get way too emotional, and then when we were getting behind, I'd get way too down emotional. It was just too much of a change. And I've watched a lot of coaches since I've gotten out of it, and they're so stoic. They just don't smile. They don't get upset. They don't do any of those things. I understand that. I really understand that now.
In basketball, you still see the Bobby Knights out there, but then you also, you'll see the ones, like you said, are very, the football, the Tom Landrys, and so,
right.
Whatever works for you. You're right. You can't never tell a coach to.
We are looking for the game ball right now. If you wonder where we.
I wasn't paying attention, so I did not notice if they brought the ball in, if maybe it's inside the center. Or.
Okay, looks like somebody's got one. Okay, here we go.
Davison's serving.
Nice.
Oh, that was a good serve, and Lisa's going to. Just
it was
good
though.
Yeah.
Good idea. It was a bad pass. Lisa was right there, just had a little misdirection on it.
I could see their lips were watering on that one, and just did it out.
It's almost like it was just too easy.
Okay, we get the ball. There we go. Okay, nice.
That one almost went off 2 players. I just wonder how you're just going to look at that, call that.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing about the same thing we did in the second game.
Yep.
Kyle went out to a lead, and then Davison caught up and went ahead. So let's see how the girls handle this one.
Well, certainly Davison is in the driver's seat, but one of the things that you as a coach would certainly got to tell them that you can't lack focus. Just this game isn't over with yet.
That's absolutely true.
So it's going to be important.
And we have a lift.
And that right there can be so important for a team. I have seen so many players, and you understand it, but you don't understand it. You'll get a bad call from a ref, and they'll deflate. And there's nothing you can do about that. You can't control that part. And you can't.
Oh, they caught him totally flat-footed on that one.
Yeah, they
Setter
were.
did a nice job. Just caught Davison really flat-footed.
Yeah,
Nobody moved.
No, Davison was anticipating it instead of watching it.
Right.
And they anticipated it was going to be set up and they're ready for the block, and next thing you know, ball's coming over.
And the score now being Clio 3 and Davison 1.
Now you notice that the Davison coaches are being nice and quiet. And a nice save by McAvinci. And like you said, this might be the best key for them. Maybe there's just not somebody in the net. Yeah.
Okay, good. Clio's in the net?
Yeah, it looked like number 4
He
there.
said, okay, yeah, he called that number, right.
Number 7, Sarah Cheswick coming into the ball game. She's also another middle hitter.
And there's
Sarah,
an ace right now.
Now Sarah, I believe, is a junior this year, isn't he? Isn't she?
She's sophomore.
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 You're right. I apologize. We have actually 2 sophomores. We have Shanna and Sarah.
Right.
And then we have 4 seniors, and then the rest.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 juniors.
Does Lisa normally serve?
Yes, I believe she does.
I don't know why I didn't see it this time. Now she had a violation on that, but I didn't remember her serving before. Ooh, that's hard. That is so hard.
Well,
coming off the net like that to get a pass, or the one digging the ball out under that when it drops straight down, so difficult.
Problem with number 14 is she wasn't up and over; she was straight up because the ball tipped. If she had been up and over, that ball would have dribbled right off in the corner. And but she was straight up, so it rolled out up her fingers and went straight down on her side instead of over. You know, again, those proper mechanics, just a little. Again, she was just a little bit back.
Ooh,
that ball's in.
Powerful hit. Yes. Powerful hit.
You know, and when we tell people, especially on a soft block, is to sweep the ball. If you're going to block it on a sweep, swipe it to the side instead of straight down, because that player on the other side is anticipating that.
Right.
So
and it takes it just off center from where they are.
Yes.
Number 12 serving for Clio. And Clio leading 5-4. Nice pass.
Oh.
Missed here on that one. She just came off her hand. Yeah, it was there. She knew what she was going to do.
I think she watched the net instead of watched the ball on that one.
That could be.
Watch where it was going to go.
That could be. Again, good pass.
Out for that time it was. Yep. I was a little afraid to hit it, so I only half hit it.
She didn't bring her arm down, right? She didn't bring the arm down, so that projected it out.
Yep, that's what the coach is telling her right there.
Score being 7-4 now, Clio's favor.
So there was a nice pass there. Now we're going to get the ball back right now. Here we go.
And a good hit.
And that was a good hit.
Number 4,
Jessica
and by Jessica.
Yep, Jessica got up and made a nice hit on that. You know, because like you say, you'll see in games, but like when you have Lisa in the back, someone else in the front's got to step up.
That's right. And the other teams know that too. They know your weaknesses or your strengths are, and they're going to play to that.
Again, that was the same thing on our block. Girls on block, they went straight up. They didn't go up and over. And so when they touched it, the ball's going to go flat on their side.
Right.
And they realize that it's got to be over the net. You can go up and over as long as you make contact on your
with
side.
The ball.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, here's our young lady at the back corner. Let's see how this goes this time.
Short.
And net again. That's 3 net violation serves for her out of the number that she's had.
Well,
I think I'd move her up a little bit.
Yeah, because if you really notice, she really didn't hit that strong like she did the other one on there.
Right.
She was very, very tentative.
And
boy, when you're that far back, you cannot be tentative.
That's right. Katie Streeter serving.
There goes Katie. Has a nice flow. That guy actually made a nice play on that.
Oh, throw.
Yeah, actually it was.
She really did. She really did.
She grabbed it. Yeah.
Golly, she got away with it. Not here.
That was a slam dunk in the basket.
Yeah. She knew.
Yeah.
There's no argument on that one. There's that overspin.
Yes.
That was the overspin. She was there, and it dropped right in front of her.
Yeah. Now, it's also these girls got to realize, I don't want to just hit it. I want to hit it to my setter.
That's right.
Sometimes they'll make a better pass when they realize I'm still got to get it to my setter. Get there.
Nope.
Set it. Okay. Davison's behind 6-11 in this game. We certainly don't want to let Clio get too big a lead. We don't want too much confidence here.
You open that door sometimes, it's really hard to
Oh,
shut.
yes.
Like that. They're coming right at her. They're coming right at her. They've got an idea what's going on. Okay, coach is going to hide her now just a little bit, protect her.
Yeah, that's one thing about Stephanie. She's a good player, but boy, she'll make one bad or two. She'll get down on herself a little bit, and yeah, that
took it away right there.
Well, also, they were right on that spot. She hit 2 in a row right there. Okay, I'm going to take that spot away.
Exactly. But again, the server now is saying, I'm going back to that. And then she sees all that difference, and that threw her off. So we have a net violation on the serve.
So now Davison needs to put a string together here. Get a nice serve. You know, Clio's another one. I don't see a lot of big hitters on it, but that one right there, Shanna's is, you know, you're going to put that angle. You got to angle that ball over here. You hit it right into that blocker, and you just made an easy block for him.
Right. You know, and defensively, they had the 2 up there, but the other girl did not come up to protect that little tip. And if she'd have been there, they should have been okay. But
that's the part, you know, that's, you know, if you make that mistake, you know what you're going to do, but you got to learn from it.
That's right. Hopefully they learn from it.
It's like hitting your head on the rim, you know.
So they like the way I play golf. Yeah, I tell you.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier to say than it is to do it. That's for sure. Ball's out.
And
Let's
she
see,
saw it.
the ball was out, but I didn't hear all people
Nobody
yelling.
called. No, that's right. She had to depend on herself.
So
actually, she was looking at the lines judge before, and she said, okay, that's where she is. It's out. But yeah, she needs help. There's no question. But like we're saying, that's the way it is. They have to talk. They do. 9-13. Clio ahead. Good serve.
No, that was a nice one. Shannon got down on her knees that time. Oh, that should have been a lift.
Okay, yeah, that should have been a lift.
Yeah, I think he was going to call it, and he just realized
it was in the net, so he's all right.
Well, that was so important. She got on her knees so she could get her hands up above her head.
Right. I'm impressed with her. I think for a sophomore, she's doing a beautiful job.
Yep, she did well.
Well, not just for a sophomore, but for anybody. But you know, as a sophomore, she's doing a nice job.
Oh, nice one,
beautiful recovery.
No, that was a good one by
We weren't ready
Lisa.
for that one. Yeah, we weren't ready for that one.
Ooh.
Or that one.
Yeah.
Oh, they were in the net.
Well, we got lucky enough.
We got very lucky on that one.
That was another one. I think Shannon got a little down on herself, and so she wasn't paying attention, and next thing the ball come at her, you know, and you can't do that.
No, you just can't. That's a hard thing for an athlete to learn that, though.
Yeah. Especially in this game, it ain't over with, you know.
So Lisa played that well.
Yeah, it was tight in the net. I think she was
beautiful. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Yeah. She was on the right side, and she saw everybody suck over to that side, brought it right back to the left. That was very nice.
Well, Davison just put 4 together, so now the Clio just called a timeout with a score Davison 12, Clio 13. Hopefully we can continue this run. Now, if you're Clio, what do you know as a past coach, what do you say to your players?
I think I would probably be saying to settle down, really, really keep your eye on the ball, and talk. And do a lot of talking. Just be sure that you each know where you're supposed to be. And then try to build them up a little bit with some real positive kind of thing. Sometimes I would not do that, and I would be a little bit too negative. Not good.
Yeah. You're not doing this, you're not doing that.
I learned, yeah, exactly. Hopefully you learn by your mistakes. I think I did, but yeah.
A lot of coaches are under that philosophy that, you know, you don't belittle during the game. That's what practices are for, or, you know, go over the spots. Now it's just, you got to be positive and you know, get them up and get them going.
Dig.
Of course, now, Bob, if you were Bobby Knight, you'd be a little bit different, but.
Well, you know, coaching has changed a great deal.
Oh, yes.
There's no question. What you can do and what you can't do I mean, with kids, not because it's a legal thing, but because it's just the way kids are. They're different. And back 40 years ago, 30 years ago, it was some knocking around and a lot of things happening. Today they get sued for those kind of things. But kids today wouldn't take that kind of thing. They would say, no, I wouldn't even work for that guy.
Well, here's the interesting, the coach from, I believe it was Kalamazoo, Tiffany was telling me, was like a 13, 14-time state champion, and they just released him because he said his program was too competitive.
Oh, really?
That it was too much like college. And I'm going, well, but
Look at that. Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
That was a nice save. You can see that Clio just picked that up a little bit. Oh.
The timing was off, but she was there.
Yes.
It worked very nicely.
But in that one, my niece, she was out of position that time. She was way back over here and not up here in the setting, and so she was way out.
Right.
And
right.
I think she got caught watching the play. And so,
well, I think that's where Lisa comes in. She's smart with that. She really can look through the net. Yes.
Yeah.
That could have very well been a lift. Yeah,
yes.
very well.
But you're also you stress to how many coaches are fired because the teams are not winning. So where do you put it at? So I think what's happening in today is that parents are getting too much say with the administration. I don't think it's so much the ADs. I just think it's the administration. And they
lifts. Okay. Yep.
I think they're try to be so in tune to what politically what parents are doing that they don't understand what the repercussions.
It's hard.
Of that
it's
is.
hard. It is very difficult. I don't think there's any question about that. Well, parents want the best for their kids, and I understand. I understand that.
Well, I think the biggest thing, like you said, you're sitting in this camp, you're sitting in that camp, and next thing you know, I'm spending all this money. I want my kid playing.
Exactly. Yep.
And
nicely done.
Oh, she was
too far back.
Yes.
Yep.
The
arm swing went up rather than down.
And the part was that because she was not back. If she would have been back where she would have been, so when she would have made her approach, she would have been all right. But that's the part she'll learn.
And she's a sophomore, yeah. She's going to come on.
There's a nice pass. I think her passing's coming back a little bit better now. That setting was a little low.
Oh, very nice. Nicely done. Nicely done. She timed that very well.
I know, but I believe that we were not in the net, but I believe we were over the line, and he didn't see that.
No. Be nice.
Well, I'm sure there's other plays that have been missed, but
I know. And it's over. It is out.
No. We got
good idea.
Yeah,
just a little too much to the left.
Yeah. I thought maybe she was going to touch it before it went out, but she didn't.
Yeah, but we're down now by 3 points, 14-17, and I think we'd better make a move pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, we had two. We got lucky on the one. Again, they've overserved, and we did not put the ball away. And
right.
We got to, when they overserve like that, especially that close to the net, we got to put it away.
That's a floater. Okay.
And he could have caught interfering with the serve or the set that time. Oh.
Hard.
Oh, I didn't see it. Maybe she did.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody arguing about it. It's tough to see, but.
18-14, Clio.
Yeah, if we're gonna make the move, we better do it now.
Gotta do it here. That's
Now that was a nice. See that right there.
She's got to do more than just tip it.
Yeah, you just put it right in the middle. You had a shot at it, and you just put it right to him, and it was an easy play.
It's basically saying at that point when she does that, we've lost our offense. Ooh.
Jessica was in the net. Now, that's not, maybe it's on that side, but that's normally not the up ref's call. That's usually the down ref, so you're hoping he's not trying to take over the whole game. See again, play behind her, and that's not even a smart play.
See, that's experience. That's experience. And Coach knows that. I think, though, she's letting her get some experience with the third game. I think she's letting that run. I'm not sure if she normally is playing that position. If Sarah plays that, if she always plays that position. Okay, they've got her they've got us in a weak spot then at this point.
Right. And that's what I think people are going to say, hey, you want to hit the ball, that's fine, but you got to get in position
Right,
to do it.
right. Now, if we can get out of this rotation, that would help a great deal. Get Lisa back up front.
Yeah. But, and there's some girls that can hit flat-footed. Just like there's some players that can dunk flat-footed.
Okay.
But in generally, you need an approach.
You need an approach, definitely.
This would be a good spot for Davison, though, to see if they can, can manage a big run right here. Because there'll be times that other teams that you'll be playing will be down, and you need to do that. That was a nice save.
Yes, it was. I was afraid she was going to go over the line. Nice, though. Nicely done.
I don't know where our block was, but I think someone just watched the ball.
I think you're right. Clio coach is getting real fired up on this one.
Yeah. See, that's where I think it would help, because Tiffany's not a rah-rah person, but it would be nice if she had a rah-rah person on that bench with her.
To fire them up a little bit. There's the net. Okay. See if they can change that rotation now just a little bit. Yes, we are. Okay, that puts Lisa up front, and that puts Katie now on backline serving. And that puts us back into our basically our power position.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can make her run now.
Good serve. Good serve. Nice block.
Very good.
That was a block by Lisa. Oh. Yeah, smart move. Again, smart by Lisa that time.
Oh, look at that. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Lisa just read everything. Yes. I mean, unbelievable. She knew that whole team had drawn over to that right side.
If number 12.
She put it that corner.
If number 12 had panicked over here, they had another. She was putting it over. She had another shot.
I think so. I think you're right.
She just panicked and tried to get it over, so they're just getting it up for the third person. That would be 3. That's 4.
And that's a point. All right. Well, maybe the roll is coming. At 17-22, Clio in the lead.
Again, I just would like to see us get a little bit more, and that's where I think another person on the sidelines could really help.
And an ace.
Ace by Katie Streeter. I think our fan support's been pretty good.
I do too. I think it's good sound. Even with these earphones on, it sounds like it's pretty good sound.
Yes.
And we've got a Clio timeout.
I think I believe it's the second one. Maybe that's his
I think
first.
so, because they were both had one left.
Yes.
So that'll be his second timeout.
And this is really kind of smart, because you can see that the momentum was starting to switch.
Yep.
And that was a smart play. Smart move on his part.
Now see the crowd. He's got 2 cheerleaders down here that are really getting into this, and they're saying, "Come on, crowd, help us out."
Yeah.
That's what we need, a little more inhibition, or lack of, or whatever.
Yeah. Now, if we could get one over on the bench over here, I think that'd be a big plus.
That would help, yeah.
Can score 18-22.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're gonna let it play.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't call over again.
Good. She knew she was backing away, tried to put it right down. Very nice.
Oh, nice one. That was good. She put it deep in the corner. That'll be 4.
4 hits, yes, good call.
Good call. No, there was no touch.
No, that was fine.
No, you can see that was quite. I mean, from there, they probably couldn't see it, but from ours, you can see that it would have been 4 hits. It wasn't a block. Oh, another good serve.
Well, he wouldn't be a good coach if he didn't get fired up a little bit.
Sure. Sure. Absolutely.
That's not what you want to do.
No.
You can't pass. You can't pass it over.
Rick Kyle used to be a Pistons coach, said that it was the Pistons' fault for that fight. I mean, that's. As a coach, that's what you got to do. Now, Jess realizing that she couldn't have just needed to go, not wait for her to call for help. At that point,
Right, it's too
there's
late.
Yeah.
See here again, that's that jump serve with that overspin, dropping it down in front. And they really have to learn to read that. They really do. You know, a lot of times with my kids, and Powers was really good at that when I was coaching. They really had an overspin on them, and we ended up actually bringing everybody up on it just a little. I mean, it's still powerful, but it was always dropping because it was so powerful and the spin was so good. And that's the only thing that saved us a lot of times, just by moving up on the ball a little bit more rather than wait for this hard serve to come. It never got there.
But, you know, what I didn't notice, and I'm sure it must have made some effect, that now that the refs have a 3 out of 5, I'm assuming they got paid a little bit more too. I would think.
I don't know. And I don't think I want to ask them until after it's over.
Well, I'm sure they're going to tell you it wasn't enough, whatever it was.
Yeah, well, that's true. I bet they get a little more than we do.
So you notice on that one, it hit
Yeah,
the
hit
net,
the net.
but
Good
it was
catch.
good.
Game. And Clio picks up game number 3, 25-19.
Okay.
For a second there, it looked like the Davison girls were going to pull this one off, but Clio won this one. The match count is now 2-1 Davison still. The girls are going to have to step it up big to win this next one and end the game. They need They need this next win to be 2-0 in their record. Now back to the announcers for the next game.
That's all right. Hey, that's all right. Hey, we want a couple cheerleaders on the bench. We want some cheerleaders on the bench. Alone? Let's wait. Definitely wait.
Okay, all right. Sounded really good.
Good. You know, the only thing I worry about, when I listen to these guys on the basketball thing, and it just, anyway, we won't go there, but I worry about us being the show.
What's that?
I worry about us being
Okay, if you just joined us back, this is the number 4 game. Clio just jumped off to a 1-0 lead. Hopefully Davison will get back into this one real quick. You know, the first game they got down 2-0, and the second game also, so not concerned yet. This is a pretty good jump, sir. We just jumped on that one. We got to get the ball over. Oh, I think we just got away with
I
one.
think we did too. Very
Yes,
good.
very
Got
good.
a point back.
Yes.
Yeah, that was almost a throw.
Yeah.
But maybe these guys are getting a little tired. You know, we'll see. I don't mean the players. I mean the officials. But as long as it's consistent both sides, that's okay.
Yeah. Ashley Cheek now serving. Again,
And
Ashley, you can see very strong in the serve.
And
She's been very consistent. Her and Katie both have been very
yes,
consistent.
yeah. And it was an ace. That
Yes.
makes it very nice.
And here's the girl that I think can really get the team going, can spark them with that enthusiasm that she has, that intensity that she has. Again, gets us up the middle. Oh,
Very
nice hit.
nice. Oh, the dig was there.
Oh, she almost. You know the problem we got. We were watching such a good hit that
Exactly.
the girl did. The girl didn't do a good dig, but it was good enough to get over it.
Exactly.
And it just, you know.
It was almost a pancake. Yeah, she
Yes.
almost just her hand under it, but yeah, we were so busy saying it. Oh,
Watching that
good
hit.
hit.
Yeah, watch that hit. Yes.
We forgot to play.
Yes. But yeah, that was a good hit, though. You have to give the girl credit for getting her hands on it. There's a nice serve too.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Caitlin's gonna hit a little bit harder though. She's a little tentative right now. She's the girl that when
That was out of position that
Yep.
time defensively.
Yep.
We had the double block on. She had pulled up in behind her.
At that point though, Ashley's running to the back. Got to call the ball. Just call it. But Caitlin's got to. She's got to hit.
Got a 3-3 score. So just getting started in the fourth game. Nice pass.
Nice pass.
Okay, a soft hit, but she got it over.
Yes, but she got her approach, and that was.
That helps. That helps a big time.
But
big
you're right.
Time.
She's got a hit.
Well, the thing too is the other team knows that she is tentative on that one. It did go over, so we're all right.
Well, that was a nice save
But
by
they're going to play
Clio.
it. They're going to play it that way because they say she won't hit it, so we're okay. We just take it easy with her.
Well, we don't even have to go up and block. We can just stay off the net. And
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. That was where, again, as a sophomore, you want her to tell take your time. You want them in a rhythm, but take your time. That was a nice pass. Again, she had a double block on. Get there. Nice save. Get up. Now, Caitlin's got to get up, though. She's still not watching. Get up.
Nice hands. Nice hands.
Well, you can see right now, you can see the intensity of the Clio's coming on. And
They're coming on. They really are.
They're having a hard time with their hitting, but their defense is coming on.
Well, the thing is, with some teams, you don't need to have a lot of big hitters. If that team's working together, they can do a beautiful job.
But that's where I think our plus is the scrappy part. You still got to be able to, when you get that opportunity, to put the ball in. But this ball just down, just a little low. But this game could be one of the ones that goes right down to the very end.
Yes, it could. Yes, it could.
Again, number 12 serving. Davison ahead 6-5. Again, the nice serve on the corner. Caitlin got over there. Now, see, I don't know what Shanna was doing on that. She's way up in net. There's no way she's going to fake him at that point.
Right. Okay, that helped us. That helped us.
Now,
okay, that brings a little more of our strength again now. The rotation brings Lisa up and puts Katie on service, so it's a good time to have this happen. Let's see if we can roll now. Oh, I thought
nice
that
serve.
was on the net.
I thought it was too. Now this one, at least put her away.
Yes. Oh,
it's
nice.
a save. It's all right.
Yep.
Hit her on the
top of the head. And that's considered a hit.
Yeah, we hit her on top of the head. It's a hit. Yeah. I was thinking, what were they thinking there? And again, that tells me that they're reacting and not being focused.
Right. Good pass.
Nice pass. Nice approach. Should be in. That's a tough one. It wasn't though that it was hit hard. By the time the girl could get over there to see, that made it. It's a very tough play.
Right. Good serve.
And it was deep too.
I can't tell how deep that was. I was going to say good serve, but it was too deep, I guess. But that's okay. That's fine.
See, now that was just a little low.
Yep.
Shannon realized it was a little low. One of the things that, and I haven't noticed it so much this time, but Shannon would have a tendency to drop her hands and not bring her hands into position until it was ready to serve or ready to set. And those hands got to be up there, and they got to be ready. See, that time she was ready. Of course, obviously it was not a very good pass. Oh, that was a nice play. Now, that's when Lisa hit. Of course, and Shannon's got top too.
A little bit out of sync there right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Lisa got caught over on that left side. Didn't get back.
Well, and Lisa set the ball up to Shannon, who was coming in to set the ball. Shannon, and then, not the person you want to set who's coming right on you. Okay, Davis.
Well, the score is Davison 9, Clio 8.
This is where Davison's so important. Get her run going right now. You got
Ashley Cheek now is serving.
coming in.
And the game ball just kind of walked out into the hallway.
Well, they got someone else in there sitting on the line and doing the lines. Ooh.
That's not like her. She's been really consistent up to this
very
point.
Consistent, yep. Boy, and you're right. I mean, any game's important, but this is really important. You got to get that serve in. Important too is see how they react. I see them focused.
Right.
And that's good. I see them focused now more than they were. Yeah.
Yes, no doubt about that one.
If you watched them back there, I could tell that they were focused. It looks like they're right now. They're really focused right now.
I just have a feeling this is not a rah-rah team. I think this is a more, a more quiet, let's run deep on this thing than.
Well, I can see, but like you said, you'll see Ashley, I see Jess, but I see right now just focused. Now that was just, it's all right. Two of them they were both going for it. They didn't just say.
Right. And it's a 10-10 score, so we're saying, yes, this fourth game can be a very, very close game.
Yeah.
We started off, we didn't think it would happen that way, but that's volleyball.
Yeah. There's where we go.
Very nice.
Yes.
That was Caitlin. Good hit, good kill.
Okay. It also was good that the setter got the ball, again, got underneath it, got it up. Like I said, they don't have to always be perfect sets. In fact, they're never always going to be perfect sets. But
yes, you're not going to get away with that one.
Yeah,
that's so hard.
She brought it into her, and
right.
Yeah. And probably if she would have been underneath it a little bit more, it might have been all right. But
very nice, good cover.
Yes. What was nice about that was a nice set too on that one.
But I like the way they're doing that though. It's just
yes.
so quick. Very deceptive. Very deceptive. Yes, nicely done.
Nice one. Right on.
And that kill was Jessica Branham.
Yes.
And she saw what it was, what to do with it.
What was so good is that was a matter of inches. Not just from the line purposes, but for how deep the other person was. I mean, another inch or so, that gal might have been able to get there and been underneath it.
True, really true. I think I like the way these girls are looking through the net, though, and seeing where the other players are, where the location is. A lot of times teams don't do that. They are so concerned about what's on their side of the net that they just don't.
Yes. Or they say, I'm just going to make contact with it.
Right.
And that's why it's so important about passing. Is if all you think about is just getting your hands on the ball instead of getting it to the setter, you're going to make a bad pass.
Well, that's why the execution is so important, because if they can execute properly, they can look through. They can decide what they want to do with it, and the kids seem to be doing that pretty well right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess we're ready. Good serve.
Ball's coming up. Going to be a quick one.
Good block. And it's out, and that's nice.
Well,
14-10.
What was nice on that, I don't know if they're timeout, but they said, they've been doing a lot of quicks. At that time, you could see that she was ready. She was watching her hitter.
Right.
Not watching the setter, watching her hitter. And so she was up there and made a perfect stop.
That was hard.
We were the 7. That time the girl twisted her hand a little bit, otherwise she was there.
The timing is so difficult because it looked like she was going to hit it, and then there was like a delay. It's almost like she was just kind of holding herself in the air there. Got some air time,
Yes, got to follow through.
Yep. She just hit it rather than hit it down.
Yeah, can't. You just don't realize that if you're timid, it does. What difference does it make if you hit it in the net or drive it over? If you know if you're going to do that, you got to hit it hard. So we were out of position. We got lucky. We were just watching.
And
someone in the net, I think. I thought they
we got
were.
the point. We got the
Yeah,
point. Okay, we got the point.
I think he was waiting for him to call it. When he didn't, he called it up over
Okay,
there.
it's 15-12, and that was our point.
Okay, number 9, Caitlin is serving.
She
And
gets so
the
close to that
scoreboard
net.
just went off. Gentlemen, the score.
Okay, they got it. It's back on. It's back on.
Okay.
Good.
I couldn't remember
The
if we
block
were ahead by more than 15.
tipped it up. No, that was fine.
Fine. Oh, we got
And
lucky.
it's gone. That's
Yes.
ours.
I
All
think
right.
that might have been deep.
Well, as long as she doesn't know that, I'm a happy camper.
Yes.
And that gives Davison a little bit of a roll, and it's 16-12.
Again, Caitlin's still serving. That's a good sign. And again, the D ball should be a free ball for Davison. This is what
Nice.
Lisa came up on. Nice one on that. Nice one. Nice one. Just over just a
I'm
little bit
just-
more.
Right.
You know,
Nice.
sometimes that ball can be hit just a little bit harder, can make a big difference. There we go. That was a little
She
bit better.
Jessica put a right hand spin on that. She's hitting to the left and actually brought her hand behind the ball and drove it over more to the right side. That was very nice. Nicely done.
So made the defender have to adjust on it.
Big time.
Again, 17-12. This has been very good. That's, yeah.
He's not consistent with those.
No, he's not.
You know, it would be nice if he could
Good.
either yay or nay, but don't leave me
It's
hanging.
out. Oh, well,
I think
nice
we touched it. I think we touched it.
Could be, but you know what? That was show how strong her hands
Right.
are. She made that look easy. And that's not an easy play.
She is strong. It has to be. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anytime you're going to use your fingers like that. I mean, I'm saying they're going to get broken doing that.
Yeah.
But
But she just made that look really easy, like it was just an easy toss up to the middle. Again, another good serve. We're getting some light touches. Shayna's not ready. Come on, get ready. Gotta be ready.
I'd kind of like to see a video of the way their hands are on these blocks. Because it doesn't look like you're quite together getting a forehand block up there at the same time.
Or that their hands are spread.
Right.
Their fingers are
Right.
spread. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's something that they're going to.
Oh, we have a rotation problem here. Overlap.
I don't think he's accurate. He's saying she moved fast, but that wasn't so. I don't know what he was calling, but that wasn't. The ball was already hit. It just has to make contact with the ball.
Nicely
It
done
doesn't
that
have to be
time.
over. It doesn't have to be over the net. And
Well, it didn't hurt us. So okay.
No, yeah.
19-14, and we're back to our strong rotation.
Oh, Katie scares me every
I
time when
know
that ball
it.
goes over.
And
But
it's so low.
yes. Get there,
Help,
get there.
Help! Sorry, folks, didn't mean to yell into your mic.
We apologize
Yeah.
for that, but we could see that she was going to need it. And, that was it.
See, that's the problem. I just coach too long. I get into this too much.
Well,
but it's fun. It's fun.
Especially with rally, how much more important. If Davison gets a couple more points, it's going to be so tough for them to get
Right.
back in
Right.
on a rally score. So this is really important. Davison get the lead changed right here.
Now, we've handled her service fairly well,
Yes.
so
Oh, Shanna, we're going to have that serve now. Going to have to have that set.
Okay. Let's put it together now. Nope.
Nice try.
Not
Nice
enough.
try.
16-19.
Well-
Davison's still ahead.
We did a quick one on there, and but Lisa's got to realize that on a quick, you only got one blocker. You can't hit into the blocker. You can hit around that blocker, even though it's a quick set. You can hit around that blocker.
And we got an ace, which makes it now 19-17.
We sit around again, though. We're watching. And
Right.
And come on, we're not spectators out there. We got to be ready. Okay, 19-17. So, you know, right now, Clio's making a big run.
Okay, Katie, that was nice.
Yeah, a little deep. See, watch that. Watch that. See, no one's.
Yeah.
No one wants it.
That's called discombobulated.
Yeah. Come on, we gotta want it.
They get it back together now. Ooh.
Well, again, it was.
I want to say throw on that, and
yeah, probably was, but it was a smart move because the ball wasn't up. You got to get the ball up.
Now it's bringing it close again, 19-18.
Yeah. Like I said, Shannon right now is. She looks to be a little frustrated, and so.
Right. And Davison's called a timeout, which gives one timeout left for each team. And we're pretty close to a tie, 19-18. And momentum right now, Big Mo is kind of on Clio's side.
Yes. So Davison's going to have to, you know, you hate to have the other team make the mistake. You want to be the team. You want to be the one to get the point back, you know, making it on a good play and get the momentum back. I mean, you'll take it the other way, but I just think it works so much better if you make the play.
You earn it, right. Well, there's a confidence there. There's a confidence that you've done it rather than you've got it by mistake.
And, you know, right now I think it also it would be so important for him to rally around, you know, around her again. She being a sophomore, it would be nice for him to come up and say, okay, we'll do this. Plus, I also realize, you know, the one girl said that, I heard her say over there, well, you know, the set was such and such. You're not going to get a perfect set. And if that ball's hittable, you got to be the one putting it on.
Right.
There's a nice pass.
Good, Katie.
Yes.
Okay, and that's our point.
You know, and I'm saying they probably said, you know what? If we want this ball back, how about making a nice pass? We'll set up Lisa and we'll get it back.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
And if I was the Clio coach, I would say they're going to go to her.
Yeah.
Right now,
I'd almost want to
double her up.
Yeah, that's what I was. Oh, nice save. Nice save.
Beautiful
nice save. Nice save.
Yes. Oh, I can't believe that.
Well, I think what
Marvelous.
happened is they did the same thing that happened to us. They were
That's
congratulating themselves. Yeah, and realized that ball was not down yet.
We did that so well, and then also, whoa, what's that ball coming back at us?
Nice serve.
We got Lisa out of possession again.
Nice pass. That's a nice hit. There's a.
Very good. Okay.
You know, we haven't done too many of those slides, and you know, and that was a nice play.
Something else I like now, Lisa's not afraid to hit the ball, and that's what's so vital, so vital. The idea of being timid when the game is close like that, no, you've got to go after it. You've got to go after it.
Well, I think she also realizes too that she's the go-to player. That's quite obvious, and though that may pull pressure on her, some people can respond to that, some can't, and I think she's responding.
I do too. You know, the other thing though too is other coaches watch this. It's going to make it more difficult for Davison because they're going to know that she is the go-to person, and so they're going to really work on her, you know, to keep her. But I have a feeling she's going to be good enough to get over that big time.
Well, that's also too. Then when some other players got to be able to step up. You know, like you said, that's
right.
Got to pick it up. Okay, Davison just got a free ball. Now see what they can do with it. Again, another slide.
Did it. Very good. 23-18.
And the ball was out. There's no question about it. But the ball was hit so hard, the girl had to make a quick decision.
What do I do? Yeah, yes. What do I do?
I mean, obviously, she must not have seen where she was on the court because obviously that was going to be out.
But, you know, the other players should be able to say, it's out, it's out. And if they're not doing that, that's
but as hard as that ball was hit, you know, I said it had to be done now, and that was tough.
We had a violation on that serve, so Clio now has the ball. Davison is ahead, 23-19.
Yep.
And is this our jump server? Yeah, I think so.
Well, this is a tough one for her to do.
All right.
You know,
I wouldn't have done it there.
I wouldn't have either. I was just going to say.
But if that's her serve, you know, if that's what she does, then you got to let her go, I suppose.
Well, I got to believe she's got to have another serve. I mean.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like that, but.
I'd agree at that point in time, or at least I'm going to make her develop another one, underhand or whatever. You're right.
Something.
Oh, nice serve by Ashley. Out.
And
That's game.
that's the game. And
Well,
that does it.
You know, it doesn't really reflect with the score. Davison winning, winning 3 games to 1. But that was really a closer game.
It really
than
was. It really was. I think the momentum changed hands several times, and it was really good in all those games. All those games. First game, Davison won 25-19. Second game, 25-14. Clio came back with 19-25, and then Davison took the third game, 25-19. So that makes Davison now in the league 2-0, and drops Clio to 2 wins, 2 losses.
When do you want to do that? Right, it's over there now?
Okay.
Okay.
Congratulations to your win. That brings you guys to 2-0 now. What do you think this means for the team?
I don't know. It's just a big step forward. We're looking forward to our tri-match on Monday, so it should be good games.
All right. As far as the game, it got close in the 2-1 thing. So what were you guys worried or tense? Or?
I don't know. Our intensity just got down. We got a little confident after 2 games, but we picked it back up in the 4th game and pulled it out.
All right. Do you see you're a young team, but you have high hopes? Do you see you guys going? How do you see the Big 9 going this year?
We can definitely take the Big 9, and who knows when it gets into playoffs.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. Now back to the announcers for the wrap-up.
We want to thank you for watching tonight, and we also want to be very thankful to our sponsors, Jim Waldron, and we just appreciate everybody being here. And so, Barry, I guess we're done for the evening.
Yeah, and we'll be back when have you got the schedule?
I do not have the schedule. I really don't know.
Okay, they'll have a schedule here listed for when Davison's next home game is. But just before we check off, as a coach, what would you pick out of this for Davison that you think that would be something that they need to work on for next game?
I guess the thing I would notice the most, I would really like them to talk a little bit more. I think they were pretty quiet out there, and maybe that's because they know what they're doing and they can do that without talking. But I think I'd like to hear a little more sound. And in doing that, it would also maybe get them a little bit more emotional, not out of control, but just a little sound, to break the silence,
Yeah,
you know.
the intensity a little bit.
Right, right.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think that's something that they're working on. I think their confidence part is there. I think they work together as a team. Part was there. So this might be a very interesting year for Davison.
Oh, I think it will be. I think it will be. But this was nice. This was nice. Clio had a real good team last year.
Yes.
And he's pulled some. I mean, they aren't all back. I know that. But, yeah, this could be real good for us.
Well, we're signing off now. We hope that we'll be able to see you for the next home game, and if there's maybe we can possibly give you some more insight to what's going on in the upcoming games.